All right, the Chicago Bulls are set to take on the Milwaukee Bucks today in Summer League play. We're going to be talking about what we should be watching for as Chicago Bulls fans during this Summer League. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and this is another episode of Bulls Digest. Before we go ahead and jump into it, wanted to let you guys know that 78.1% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure you mash that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. Without further ado, let's jump into the topic of the day here, which is what to look for from the Bulls Summer League. All right, guys, and so look, there are a lot of different things that we want to go ahead and be looking for throughout our time here in the Summer League, and I think that, the first thing that we are looking for out of this Summer League is what can modest Buzelis really do? We're curious to find out, is he going to be a guy that essentially is going to take over? Okay, so this is based off his comments that he just dropped where he said he wants to win. And I love it. When they asked him, like, hey, what do you want to achieve? He's like, I want to win. This goes into what AK was talking about in his draft or after the draft interview. And he was talking about how he loves to compete. And I've always said this about DeMar DeRozan and why he was a good fit, I think, for the young players on the team is because he brought a championship mindset, and so did Alex Caruso. I have to say that I'm very impressed with what Buzelis has brought thus far. And I think other questions that we are going to have about Buzelis really are going to start with what can he do on the defensive end. He averaged 2.1 blocks per game. You're seeing that finished 8th most blocks amongst G League players last season. And I think that when you look at some of the tapes, you do see the lateral explosiveness. You see him being able to recover on block shots. And I love the fact that they put out there that he is 6'9". So for the people that are in the comments saying he's 6'10", this lets you know, guys, that he is under 6'10". And so anyway, guys, going back to what he's shown flashes of defensively, I'm curious to see, okay, because there are times where I'm looking at the tapes, he is getting beat, but he's able to come back and he's able to block shots, guys. And so I am very curious to see what he's going to do on the defensive end. Offensively, I'm wondering what exactly is going to be his niche as a scorer, guys, because when you throw up some of the highlight clips of what Buzelis has done, it really makes you wonder, like, is he going to be a guy that is going to live on the perimeter? Is he going to be more of a three? Like, you see him shooting off the one-leg jumper. This is what I was talking about with his defensive ability and to recover with that lateral explosiveness. This is him operating off the ball, getting into the mid-range, and getting guys shots. Like, is he going to be a small forward? Is he going to play like a 4? Does he play like a 5? What exactly is it? I'm curious to see exactly what Buzelis is going to bring. And I love in that one clip you saw him knock down the 3 ball. He shot well in high school, and some people think that it's a fluke, and they're wondering, can he really shoot that well? I'm curious to see that as well. So I want to see what Buzelis is going to do. I think that is the first question that I have, and one of the things that we should absolutely be watching for as Chicago Bulls fans. Next, guys, we should be wanting to find out, what is Julian Phillips going to do? Will he take that next step? Is an appropriate question, guys. Many people compare him to a Derrick Jones Jr. I think right now he's better than Derrick Jones Jr. His projection is. I think that he absolutely has, a better jump shot. And I think that I saw a little bit of that last season. I think the biggest thing for Julian Phillips is he needs to actually play. And I think that he is going to make a vouch for playing time, I think, throughout this summer league, especially if he plays well. And I could see him really passing Torrey Craig, okay? And I think a lot of people may go, oh, wait a minute. But I think so. I think he could pass Torrey Craig in the rotation, and maybe perhaps there is a spot for him in the starting five if we do not get the production that we're looking for from Patrick Williams, and depending on what Buzelis, his natural fit is going to be on the offensive end, guys. So I could see that absolutely being something that we absolutely explore. Next up, guys, another particular player that I have some question marks about is going to be Sanogo. Sanogo is coming in averaging 20 points a game and 12 rebounds a game out of the Windy City Bulls. He had an impressive game against the Wizards, but a lot of people are wanting to know, will he be able to make a stronger case for getting some playing time, perhaps maybe being a starter here, because we want to see, can he play against elite competition like the Joel Embiids, the Jokers, right? We want to see what can he do against a Jarrett Allen. Can he hold up against a starting center, right? I think that is a very just question to ask, and we want to see a little bit more of that with Sanogo. I talked about before, he doesn't necessarily have a defined game as far as like shooting the basketball either from the mid-range or knocking down the three ball, but he just has an excellent feel. So this is a terrific time to see if players have added that. I did see a little bit of practice sessions. He was out there kind of shooting the basketball, and so maybe that's something that he is going to display, guys. I mean, look, Zach Edey was not necessarily a shooter, and he showed that he had been working on that. So this could be the case for Sanogo. This could be the perfect opportunity for him to come out and show that, hey, he's not just a guy that you would consider at the backup position. Maybe he's going to try to fight for some starting minutes at some point down the line here. And then that brings us to the last part that we should be looking at, and that is, who is going to be that diamond in the rough? Okay, is it going to be Marcus Dumask, the player that is coming out of Illinois, the guy that we have on that exhibit contract? Is it him? Is it a guy like Garson Brooks, who I like him a lot? He's a 6'10 forward/center that had a double-double when he was in college, and he also had a double-double pretty much when he was playing for the Westchester Knicks. I'm talking about him because we're looking for a center, right? We're trying to shop our center in Vooch. Maybe he's a guy that we keep around. All right. So those are a couple of players that I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing. And, also, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing DJ Stewart. DJ Stewart played at Duke. He's a one and done. He had a really good look, or he played really good, with the Kings G League affiliate, also with the Celtics affiliate as well. He's a smaller 6'2" guy, but he plays extremely hard. His jump shot is just beautiful, right? When you get a chance to look at that. I just talked about Marcus Dumask, another guy that I think that we should definitely take a look at, guys. So these are a couple of players that I would suggest that the Chicago Bulls may be wanting to take a look at. And this is also something that we should take a look at in the Summer League. And lastly, as we get out of here, guys, I think that one of the other things that we're looking for in Summer League, okay, is what the Chicago Bulls could have had in the draft and what they missed out on, all right? And so what do I mean by that? When we go back to the Alex Caruso situation, there was this talk that we possibly could have gotten a top 10 protected pick, or there's the assumption that we should have at least got some picks back in that Alex Caruso deal, which maybe we could have done that before the draft and got multiple picks. And so one of the guys that we had talked about possibly getting into the second round and getting was going to be the Duke center there, Filipowski. And he has not played well. Kyle Filipowski did not have a very good Summer League start. I think he went 0-4. He looked very kind of uncomfortable out there in his second game. And I know it's the Summer League, guys, but this is a situation that I'm always looking at and I'm going, maybe it's good the Chicago Bulls didn't, put off an asset and trade in there and trade and get him, right? Or I'm thinking about this. Like, man, maybe if we would have got a top 10 protected pick that was suggested in this Caruso deal and we kept our 11th pick, perhaps right now we might have a guy like Zach Edey paired with Buzelis. Okay, so these are things that I'm thinking of. Or if we would have traded back into the first round, right, maybe we could have got a guy like Terrence Shannon Jr. You guys talked about that. We talked about him on the channel. He looked awfully good with 25 points. Now, am I saying that the Summer League is everything? No, I'm not saying that. There's players that have played well in the Summer League and it's fallen apart in the season. But I have to say, as players start to play well in the Summer League and that trickles on into the season, I think as Chicago Bulls fans, we wonder what it could have been, right? And then lastly, another situation I'll throw out there is Devin Carter. We had talked about, or there was an article out there that said that we perhaps had given a draft promise, and was it to Devin Carter? And we're seeing that he had to get shoulder surgery, guys. He had a torn labrum, and that's unfortunate, but this is a situation that if the Chicago Bulls were looking to get him, they avoided that situation. So these are things that I'm looking at in the Summer League, along with the growth of our club and how they could possibly fit in with the bigger club. So let me know in the comments what you guys are looking forward to in this Summer League. Are you guys looking forward to seeing players that we could have drafted, like I'm talking about? Are you looking forward to seeing what Buzelis is going to do? I mean, he's definitely putting his confidence out there, and he's hyping it up for us as Chicago Bulls fans. He's talking about winning, which is music to the Chicago Bulls' ear. Are you looking to see, does Sanogo take that next step? Does Julian Phillips take that next step? Are you looking forward to that? So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. And even though we are getting super hyped for the Summer League and it's not the regular season, I'm still saying go Bulls. And as usual, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace, peace.